students, in this video I am going to explain about FTP in computer networks, that is file transfer protocol. It is a standard protocol provided by TCP/IP for transferring files from one host to another. Okay. In general, when we are transferring files from one host to another, so many problems will occur. Okay, what are the problems? That we have two systems, that is the clients and the different system we are sending you. That the data type may be different, or file conversions will be different, and then data structure will be different. So you have to face all these problems while transferring files in the net. So FTP handles all these things, and all these problems are solved by FTP. Okay. So compared to HTTP, it is better choice while transferring the files from one place to another. Okay. So this is a model of FTP, and this website is called as a local system and then remote system. How we are transferring from our client system to remote in the distributed computer system. The remote means whatever system we are using now, that is a local system. The remaining other systems in the web, we can call it as a remote. So it may be in some other place. So we are transferring the files. So in the client, see here three divisions will be there: user interface, control process, and then data transfer process. But in the server, only two parts: control and data transfer process. And the control process in both client and server are connected using control connections, and then data transfer phase is connected using data connection. Okay, and we will see in detail in the upcoming slides. So client has three components: the user interface, control process, and then client data transfer process. And then in server has two components: server control process and this data transfer process. The user interface is available only in client side. Okay. Now this model here in FTP, two types of commands will be there. One is control command, and then data transfer command will be there. So that's only given here, separation of commands. So only here data transfer will be more efficient by using this FTP. Okay, so control connection uses very simple rules of communication. Everything is made by using some set of different commands will be there. So we have to transfer that files in line of command or a line of response at a time. So data connection, and then what are the two types of data connection? One is, what are the two types of connection? There is control connection and then data connection. You know, for example, if you are using a net for half an hour, so that is called as a session. In that particular session, that control connection will, that is the whole half an hour will be activated, that control connection. Then data connection means whenever you want to transfer file during that session, that time only the data connection is activated. After a particular file is transmitted, the data connection will be closed. Next, you want to send a new file during that session, then again data connection will be open, again will be closed. So, suppose 10 times you want to transfer file, 10 times it will be opened and closed, but control connection is still open till the end of the session. That control connection will be opened, and then after the end of the session only it's closed. That's the concept of connection here. So that's only given here. It opens each time commands that involves transferring files are used, and it closes when the file is transferred. So file is transferred and closed every time. The data connection can be opened and closed any number of times, but control connection is closed till the end of the session, after the end of the session. So when the user starts an FTP session, the control connection opens. When it is open, the data connection can be opened and closed multiple times. Okay, if several files are transferred, at the end only control connection will be closed, and the FTP uses the well-known ports. Control connection, the port used is 21. Okay, and then control connection, during control connection, commands are sent from client to server, and then response are sent from server to client. So, and the commands which are sent from the FTP client are in the form of how it will be, ASCII uppercase will be there. Okay. These are the commands, FTP commands. You can remember only 2-3 commands. For example, CWD means change to another directory, and then a list means listing of subdirectory or file. So these are the commands we are using in FTP, and then it generates. So every FTP command generates at least one response, and response means it has two parts. Okay, number will be there again, and then description of that will be there. What is the 3-digit number? In the 3-digit number, first part will be status, and then the second digit will be the defines the area in which the status applies, and then third digit is and somewhat additional information will be there. So this is the responses of FTP, some number, and then whether suppose you are transferring the file, you will get some response from the server, no? So what is that? It may be a person is closing or ready or whatever it is. User login okay or not, like this responses will be given by FTP. So these are the FTP commands, and then these are the responses in FTP, and then that is the control commands. And then data connection means data connection uses port 20 at the server side. Okay, if you want, first you will specify that port number to the server. It will give an passive open to the client. That's why given here. The client uses a passive open using the ephemeral port. The port command it will send, and the server receives that port, and it issues an active open. Okay, using the well-known port 20, and so the port number is informed to the server, and then communication is made. So transferring files using the data connection. So when transferring the files, 3 things must be informed to the server. One is type of the file, and then structure of the data, and then transmission mode. These 3 things must be specified while transferring any file. Okay, so this is happening in port number 20. So file type means, so file type, so FTP can transfer one of the following types. So file type means it may be ASCII file or EBCDIC file or image file, whatever it is. And then data structure means the type of the data, file structure, record structure, page structure. So simply we can't send any file from one system to another. Everything we have to specify code including port number. Okay, and then file structure format has, so file structure means there's no structure, it is a continuous stream of files. The record structure means you know the concept of record and all. So record means it contains several attributes will be there. So page structure means like a Word document, a document contains several pages. So what is your type of the file must be specified while transferring. Okay, whether it be a record structure or page structure or whatever it is. And then transmission mode, there are 3 types of transmission mode while transferring files. One is a stream mode, and then block mode, and then compressed mode. So and the stream mode is a default mode in FTP in data connection. In general, continuous streams only data are transferred, and then block mode means by block we block the data are transferred, and it also contains 3-bit header will be there. Next, and so what do you mean by file transfer means 3 things are happening. One is retrieving a file, that is server to client. We are giving the request and retrieving, that is retrieving a file, and then we are storing the file, and then directly listing. These are things will happen during file transfer. And the security means security is done by using secure socket layer, that we have to add that secure socket layer between the FTP application layer and the TCP. Here the FTP is called as SSL FTP. Okay, thank you students.